Yes, it's that time of year again when the festive season of Christmas has just about reached fever pitch. Of course, Christmas is a day set aside to commemorate the birth of Jesus Christ, which has huge significance for Christians across the world. The Christmas season is usually characterized by mass movements of people and an increase in the volume of buying and selling. These changes also come with a significant increase in the cost of transportation, foodstuff and other commodities. While some have tagged this outright exploitation, others have argued that these are business dynamics. The question, however, is why such an impact on prices without the corresponding increase in the income of the common man. This is our focus on Nigeria Today. I am Dennis Adigunle. Compliments of the season and welcome to the program. All right, in the studio to discuss the preparations for Christmas is the head of Department, Mass Transit, National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW, in person of Suleiman Musa. Very welcome to Nigeria Today, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and also joining us is the Treasurer, Garki International Market Traders Association, Joseph Okeke. Welcome to the program.
You're welcome.
All right, compliments to you both for the season and your wish for a peaceful and joyous celebrations. Let me come to Suleiman Musa first. What is it like traveling from Abuja these days in terms of fares and numbers of travelers?
Yes. There is a huge numbers of travelers going out from Abuja to their various state of origins, and some are going for the festive season. And in terms of fare, transport fare, officially the National Union of Road Transport Workers did not increase any fare because there is no reason for that. But due to the huge numbers of people going out, there are limited vehicles, and most of the routes, you know, members have their route of business. Some, their route is east, some they go to northwest, some go to southwest, some go to northeast and south-south. So where you see that sometimes there is increase in transportation is not officially, is because of the demand. When the official or the members who are mainly going through that route, they have exhausted. They start calling people from other routes to come and apply that route. When they are charging, they consider to and from, because when they get there, they are not member there, they may not be able to get passengers to come back. Okay. And if they would blow empty to come back, charging the same rate, sometimes they operate at loss. And in that situation, we don't have control. Because if we said we did not agree the vehicle to increase the fare, we are denying the commuters their privilege or opportunity of going either that day or the next day. So that is why we leave it between the driver and the commuters, which is not good at all.
Are there no provisions to check this inevitability?
There is, but because of the, you know, Nigerians, we don't plan our activities. Yeah. But still, people, it is unlike before. There is reduction in that, because before now, you will see, like from here to Enugu, in a festive period like this, a day, more than 100 vehicles will load. But now, it's hardly you get 60, 70. But still with that, we are considering the normal period where at least in a day 10, 15, 20 will go. But in a situation where more than that number or triple of that number will go, and even it will not satisfy the commuters, you see, you have to borrow vehicle from other route. And that have to come with its own consequence.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to commodities. Joseph Okeke, what is the situation with commodities in the markets, especially foodstuff and livestock? I see you smiling. I'm sure you have a lot of interesting stories to tell us.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to appreciate the market I belong to. That's Garki International Market here in Abuja, and I think it's the best of its kind. And one thing I say concerning market is that we're trying to stabilize things. As an association there, we make sure we regulate, especially the cost of rent, and make sure that our members are not being double charged either during their service charge, so that it won't affect what they are selling. And I think sometimes you look at the type of market you go. We have cold rooms where you can also store some perishable goods. That sometimes we go to other markets, people lose those things because they don't have those cold rooms there. And also we are the international market, and we're supposed to be operating up to even 9 o'clock. It's just because of the security issue in the country. And if you still go there, you find out that some people are still trying to make their way in, because our prices are also reasonable. Despite the international, when they come there, they find out that things they buy other market, they can still get it at a better price here. So, and I don't think that anybody is complaining. The livestock there, a lot of people have, even this evening I have mine. I'm taking home. So with the price, I think I got mine about 3,000 naira per chicken. So I think other people were also happy with the prices there. And anytime you go there, you find out that people are still struggling to get into our market. And we're happy that we're in this season, and it's really booming.
So in your particular case, you're saying there's very little in terms of price differential between now and, let's say, October and earlier in the year. Is that what you're telling us? Yeah,
the only difference we have is that our sales has increased. Our sales has really increased. In October, sometimes you sit down hours, there's nobody asking you how much is this. But now, as soon as somebody sleeps, another person is even inside your shop asking you, I want this, I want this. The demand is very high now. So,
okay, in other markets, for example, would you say there's an increase in prices of commodities, or is it peculiar only to Garki?
Yeah, actually, you know, other market I cannot speak for them, one. And I know one thing again that has also helped our market this period is that when you find out, you go there now, you find out that our gate is even open free. We're not taking
no toll fees.
Yeah. So people just want to come. So,
all right, let's come back to transportation, Mr. Suleiman. What exactly can increases be attributed to, given petrol pump prices have not really changed? I know you talked about high demand, but are there any other factors that have contributed to potential increase of fares?
Yes, like I said earlier, there is no reason for officially increasing the transport fare. Why? Because the fuel are available and you get it at the same price almost everywhere. So we have not officially or encouraged any increment. But for the fact that the demand is so high, you can see, so like I said, driver will be begging, the commuter will be begging the driver to come and apply a route that maybe he's going there for the first time.
All right, in terms of the passenger feedback you're getting, what kind of things are being said by the passengers in terms of this high high stakes period that we're in?
Well, I think the issue of this high cost is between yesterday and today.
Okay.
But within the last 3-4 days, I don't think there is any increase.
Okay. All right. Mr. Joseph, once again, give us your own take on feedback you're getting from people with regards to commodities and purchases.
Actually, sometimes 2 years ago, in our market, I think the managers of the market do organize a trade fair centered at one section of the market, and most people that comes will always go there, and people buy others that are within the shops that were not able to get space, they hardly sell their commodities. So we now agreed to give it a trial by doing something new, and we asked the managers of the market to hold on for the trade fair. And I think last year what we did was a kind of blocks carnival. So we brought some DJs at the various blocks. They're playing music, and everybody was just going. And we saw that it works out for us. And this year we didn't play music, but people were still coming. So, and in terms of our feedback, truly, I have one customer that came this morning, and he wanted something from my place. Unfortunately, the network was a bit. But what I did was I have to say, okay, I don't want to waste your time. I'm going to give you my account number. When you go home at your convenience, you can. When he got done, he said no. He came back and said, for this trust, I will empty whatever I have to make sure that I am just satisfied for the trust. So truly, people are just excited. That's all I can say about this.
Clearly, Garki Markets has a good thing going there.
Really.
All right, we'll take a quick break at this point. The program is Nigeria Today. Let's hear from some Nigerians on the streets on how they're preparing for the Christmas in this Fox Pop put together by Ololade Alayaki. We'll be right back.
Normally, from here to Lagos is 8,000 naira. Now, we just put 1,000 on top because of the traffic. When we are left Abuja now, the one we call it on this morning, before it passed Lokoja around 12 o'clock, it spent more than 5 hours. Then from there to reach Lagos, how many hours ago it spent? And the road is bad.
Yeah, I have to travel because my family means a lot to me. So that's the reason why I'm traveling.
Well, I'm traveling to see my beloved ones at home. Despite the increase, I truly need to travel. I think last year's own is more better because this year's own, especially for now, like from Abuja here to my place, I'm from Imo, is almost 11,500. And for those going through the night transport, then let me say it's somehow a bit cheaper than those going by the day.
It's cost. It will cost. Before we are paying 4,500, now we are paying 6,000 naira. So the thing is too much for us.
Yeah, I mean, we load up from here, we come back to Abuja with empty. And the normal fuel you bought from here, and that is equal what you buy from there. The problem we are facing from here to Lokoja now is hold up.
All right, we're back in the studio with Suleiman Musa, who is the head of the Mass Transit Departments at the National Union of Road Transport Workers, and Joseph Okeke of the Garki International Market Traders Association. Suleiman, you heard some of the comments from some travelers there.
Yes.
What would you say? What are their comments? How do they impact upon you?
Yeah.
What would you say?
Well, I would say that it is not our wish for this increase. I've said it earlier.
Yeah.
But you heard from one of the driver himself.
At the end.
So we have been following up the event to make sure that our passengers are very excited with our service, and so that we should not add to their problem, but rather at least bring some ease.
They talk about hold up that they're facing.
Yes.
A little bit of increase in hold ups.
Exactly. You see that issue. We have, you know, during the Ember month, we're having interaction with Federal Road Safety, VIOs, to discuss this issue of hold up. But that Lokoja ASICS, well, I don't know. Maybe because of the volume of the traffic there is so high. And even with the expansion of the road, still we're having that same problem. But you see, most of these problems are caused, I don't want to be seen as being sentiment, by private vehicle. You see somebody, he will be using his vehicle throughout the day within his home and office, or from home to market. And just one day, you want to put that vehicle for a very long journey. Maybe instead of him to get a professional driver that would take him.
Still wants to use that same vehicle he's been using all year.
Yes, you want to go with the same vehicle. There is problem sometimes with the speeding. There is problem either mechanical or electrical along the way. So anywhere, because of the volume of the vehicle, anywhere a vehicle break down, even if it is 15 minutes, it will cause a traffic jam that is more than 3-4 hours. So, well, they know why they are taking their vehicle into that long journey, but it is better for them at least to use normal vehicles that are on interstate or long journey, so that those things will be avoided. Because anywhere you see breakdown, mostly you see is this private vehicle. Some are caused by heat. Maybe some, their engine is weak. They don't know that the engine is weak. It cannot take that long journey. But they put it on long journey.
All right, so we'll come back to drivers themselves very shortly. But let me come back to Joseph. What kind of items have been in particular high demand during this festive period?
Actually,
the obvious ones of chickens and things like that, but
outside
outside the
chicken and I think clothing, fashion.
All right. People want to look good for the festive season, obviously.
Tailors and also already made dresses. There's a high demand. And actually, one thing I find out that parents these days are trying to give their kids the best. Everyone is just trying to make sure that their kids smile in this season. Those who sell babies and children are seriously selling. And when it comes to terms of food, the chicken and those who are selling beef and other things are also selling. And the tomato sellers. Truly, the whole thing is just everybody that once you have something doing in that market, I don't think there's anybody that will say he is not being patronized. All of us have been patronized in the market there. Okay, so you'd say that this year has been particularly fruitful as against to previous years? Yeah, I think I will also say I think we are doing what we are supposed to do. As a market, I think we are the government of that particular environment. We are making sure, you know, one thing that scares people from the market, if there is traffic there, it scares people. So we make sure we have our security, we have our task force that will direct you to park properly. If you don't park properly, I think maybe they might give you a grace and ask you. If you don't, then your wheel can be locked. And that has helped us so much. There's free flow. Then formerly you can, when you come in there, you find it difficult to go. But these days, I think that's one of the things that is making us have a volume of inflow into the market. That traffic is not there again.
All right. Okay, Suleiman, let's talk about the drivers themselves. These are transit drivers. Some times past, even recently, there will be obviously the comments from passengers that maybe the drivers are driving too fast. They might be intoxicated. How far have we gone in terms of sensitizing professional drivers on the need to be 100% focused for these long journeys that they embark upon, especially at this time of the year?
Yes, we have been trying our best as an organization by educating, sensitizing our driver, and even there are measures of disciplinary actions for those who are not taking corrections. One of the things that we did is to make sure that all the approved motor parks that are under our control, we did not allow selling alcohol or drugs that will intoxicate drivers. And our affiliation with international transport workers federations, we have been in collaboration with them. They are training our officers, shop stewards, which popularly known as our unit officers, who are more directly with the drivers. This year alone, at least there is more than 6 different training that is the facilitators. Some are coming from London head office, and some are coming from Nairobi. Some are coming from our higher institutions that are dealing with issue of transportation, more especially issue of rules, traffic rules and regulations. So those, our unit officer and shop stewards, they are giving training. It's like train the trainees, the trainers, I mean. They will go back to their various units to at least educate, sensitize the drivers. And we have feedback from the same officials on how effective is that training is being impacted on the members. Though up to now, because of our large followership membership, still there is a lot of workshop to carry out, and we hope by next year we'll do more than what we did this year.
Well, I'm sure you've seen a marked improvement in the attitude on the part of the drivers.
Yes.
All right, let me give Joseph the final word. What are your comments and your advice to your foreign market traders and the consumers as we fast approach the New Year and Christmas? Very briefly, please.
I'm going to wish them Merry Christmas, and also want to also encourage them. They should not relent in trying to help in building our nation, because traders are the heartbeat of the nation. So we should still stay fast. We're not going to relent. We're going to support the government of the day to make sure that Nigeria becomes a better place for all of us.
Very well said. I'd like to appreciate our guests on Nigeria Today, in persons of Suleiman Musa, who is the head of the Mass Transit Department at the National Union of Road Transport Workers. Thanks very much for your comments and insights on today's topic.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks also to Joseph Okeke, Treasurer Garki International Market Traders Association. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, and to our viewer, special thanks goes to you for always watching. And remember, this program airs every weekday at 7:30 p.m. You can also catch this and other episodes on our YouTube address, www.youtube.com/NTA News 24 Hub. I am Dennis Adignwe. Have a peaceful Christmas.